1993. Starting with Cream. No, not that Cream. This Cream. I really wanted to like their stuff, but I just can't seem to get into their music. There are some songs I do like, such as White Room, because Eric Clapton's guitar solos in that one are freaking awesome, as well as the carefree sounding melody of Anyone for Tennis. Creedence Clearwater Revival. I used to like their stuff back in the day, but now they're just kind of mid to me. Still a good band though. And I have to give props to John Fogerty for collaborating with the Wiggles. Dick Clark, the New Year's guy before the other New Year's guy. But before that, he hosted American Bandstand, a show that gave new artists exposure to a national audience, such as Prince, Talking Heads, and Madonna. Dinah Washington. She's okay, I guess. She's pretty much just sounds similar to Bessie Smith and Ma Rainey. The Doors. For the longest time, I convinced myself that I didn't like The Doors. But re-listening to their hits, I'm ashamed of myself for even thinking that way. As soon as I heard Break On Through to the Other Side, I completely changed my tune on them. I also get a kick out of that keyboard solo in Love Her Madly, and the slightly psychedelic melody of People Are Strange. Kudos to Jim Morrison, aka Mr. Mojo Horizon. Etta James. As I'm sure with most people who grew up in the 2010s, I only know her because of her song Something's Got a Hold on Me, being sampled in songs like Levels by Avicii and Good Feeling by Flo Rida. And she's got the freaking voice, one of the best voices of the 60s in my opinion. A song I recommend from her is Stop the Wedding. The structure in that one stands out from her others. Frankie, Lymon, and the Teenagers. Basically a doo-wop version of the Jackson 5. Before the Jackson 5 anyway. Milt Gabler. He was a record producer who was the first to deal with record reissues, to sell records by a mail order, and to credit all the musicians on the recordings. Ruth Brown. It makes sense why she's considered the queen of R&B, as she's one of the best R&B artists I've listened to so far. Is there a song of hers I recommend? I don't know. Sly and the Family Stone. I only like 2 songs from them. Everyday People and Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself Again, which I only know from the Shrek the Third soundtrack of all things. Van Morrison. Unlike his crazy doppelganger Jim Morrison, or as I like to call him, Mr. Mojo Horizon! Van is more folk rock, and he's got a couple of good ones, such as Moon Dance and Wild Night. I just wish the radio would play those more often as much as they do Brown Eyed Girl. And there you go! That was the class of 1993. And my favorite was The Doors, and my least favorite was Frankie Lymon and the Teenagers.